Hello and welcome to the Almajiri podcast. My name is Falla and I'll be your host for this show. In my previous episode, I said this podcast was created to educate people about the Almajiri system and the Almajiri children's situation. Today's episode is about the origin and evolution of the Almajiri system, what it was before, what it is now. I'm going to start with the definition of the Almajiri, or the word as a word. So Almajiri was coined from the word Arabic word muhajir, which means migrant. Um, Almajiri means someone who travels around seeking knowledge. So it's a Hausa word that was coined from the Arabic word al muhajir. How it started. The system dates far back as before the colonial era when Islam was introduced in northern Nigeria. During that time, Islamic scholars set up different Islamic schools and different learning centers in different big cities like Sokoto and Borno. The practice then was to send the children to these malams to learn the religion and memorize the Quran. What it was back then. Back then, there was no everybody minding his own business. So the community was like small and everybody knew everybody. So the community usually supported the malams by donating food and stuff to them um, to help take care of these kids. And their safety was also somewhat assured because it's a small community. There's no way someone would get lost and they wouldn't find him. But then after the independence, when we started living, everybody inside his own compound, and there was like Western education became propagated. The Almajiri system of education became phased out. But some parents were still persistent with it because they put a lot of emphasis on religious education. What Almajiri is now. Now, Almajiri children are begging for food in the streets. They are cheap labor. They are the ones that are very helpless and desperate. They are the ones that can easily get added to cults because when some random cult member comes now and said, if you join me and do this, I'll give you this, and that most of the time they're hungry. They're always hungry. So if you give them anything that is edible, they eat it. I had a story about one Amajiri guy that was like, the only reason he's not smoking, that he was once Amajiri innocent. He was like, the only reason he's not smoking is because he hated the smell. And when he was Amajiri, they were always hungry. They were always like, anything edible is to be eaten. And some random people introduced cigarettes to them. And then he hated the smell and the taste of it. That's why he did not continue smoking. But now he's older and on his own and he's earning a living for himself and he know that smoking is more dangerous than just smelling bad. Now, most of these Amajiri children also fall sick. Like you can just see a random child lying on the floor on the side of the road, holding his belly. You don't know what's wrong with him. There's no healthcare. There's nobody taking him to a healthcare center. There's nothing. He's just on his own, maybe with his friends, and none of them don't know what to do. And also they're cheap labor, so you can just call a married children a child now to come and sweep your compound, wash your car, do this, do that, and you give him like 2 spoons of rice to go and eat. What we can do as individuals, we should talk about it more. We should talk about it more because the more we talk about it, the more we acknowledge that its presence, the more we try to do something about it. We should show kindness to them as we should show kindness to them because it's not their fault they are imaginary children, it's not their fault they are on their own away from their parents. Then we should we should be concerned about their well being. If we see a imaginary child lying on the floor, we should ask him, do you want water? Are you hungry? Do you need food? We should just overall be kind to them, be kinder to them, and more tolerant of them. Then as a community we should convince the malams not to not to take them if they don't have the financial if they don't have the financial capability of taking care of them like a boarding school. And then we should also do fundraising, so, fundraisers to support the madams, because not all the parents would pay the madams to take care of the kids. They just dump them on the madam to take care of. And then our religious leaders should help educate people of the dangers and the realities of these children. And then we should contact NGOs who would provide relief materials and such. And then we should talk about it enough that the government gets involved to applaud the acceptance of children for Almajiri programs. I'm going to end this episode with a hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It goes, if you see something wrong, correct it with your hand. If not, if you can't, then with your mouth. And if you can't, then disapprove of it in your heart. So follow and subscribe to the channel, the Almajiri podcast channel, for more.